Afternoon VC. All right, like I said, I'm going to try to split these videos up today. This one is going to be some records I picked up in an undisclosed location in Winston-Salem, North Carolina. And yeah, happy to have found these records. Went up last Friday. Hadn't been to Winston in a while. So my friend Joe and I went up to lesser known beer company. Phenomenal Moravian style beer. Fantastic. There was this food truck there that had Jamaican food, like really good Jamaican tacos. And then plantains. There was this fish thing you could dip in mango sauce. It was ridiculous how good this place was. And yeah, that was great. Saturday we went up to a place that Joe loves to go to get records, and I'll show you what I found. And then I'm going to include some footage of his band practice from that evening. Name of the band is Miami Resort. I think the clip, that song has a Lungfish kind of feel to it. Great stuff these guys are doing. They jam at bass player Eddie's house. Got a nice setup there. It was a lot of fun to see them be able to jam in person instead of on Instagram for a change. So here's the records that I found. This first one, this had a steep price on it. I think it was the most expensive thing that was there. But it had been marked down. So it originally had a $70 sticker on it. It was marked down to $40, and I figured out later why it was marked down so much. That's the Rolling Stones, Around and Around, on Decca. And I got this for a couple reasons. I'm not big on early Rolling Stones, but I've never seen this record, for one. Two, the back cover is incredible. This shot of this police officer trying to shut him down, and they were really young at this time. And I dig Mick Jagger because he came to my neighborhood the day before their gig here at Bank of America Stadium, and was just having a beer out in front of Thirsty Beaver, and no one had any fucking clue who he was. It was just great. And an iconic photograph of him. Because he was going from city to city and kind of doing that, going to a dive bar on his own, by himself, just having a beer. He did it in Nashville too. I don't think anybody recognized him there either. But yeah, this is on it's a German Decca. It's not a first press; it's a third. So that's why it ended up being marked down. I think someone probably went and told the guy, "Hey, you shouldn't put 70 on this," which is what a first press. First press, the cheapest one in the worst condition, goes for 69 euros. So it's not a cheap record. It's a late 60s comp. And it's interesting that it's got the words shake, blues, limbo, twist, shuffle, and slop next to the song titles for what type of music they're telling you these songs are. You know, this is early on in the rock days. The UK stuff. But yeah, it's German Decca. It's fantastic shape, the record. And so I ended up getting this for 30, basically, after I got my discount on the pile here. So, but it's in minty condition. So I'm looking forward to spinning this. My friend Joe's not a big fan of the early Stones. Pretty much thinks this one might be a waste of my time, but it's a cool record nonetheless. So I was happy to find that. I'll probably never see. I've never seen this record before, so even though there's a lot of pressings of it. Sure, you Stones people will know what that is. Now these two records, I've been actively trying to find. The first one was on the wall at a record store in Rochester when I was there over Christmas, and they wanted $50 for it, and I was like, $50? I mean, there's a million copies of this. So I found one for $25, so half the price. Talking Heads, $77. This is an original first pressing Jacksonville press on Sire. In great condition, beautiful condition, honestly. And out in Colorado, that's another band that Carlson was jamming a lot of for me, and I it was like, okay, yeah, I gotta pull the trigger on these next time I see them, and here they were. And then this one's still sealed. Well, it's still in the original shrink. It's not sealed, but the name of this band is Talking Heads. Live 2 LP set from 77 to 79. So it's a neat. It is open. It does need a clean, but other than that, it's freaking minty. It's just dusty. It's sat in a bin for God knows how many years. Original retail price of looks like $10.99. Very, very happy to find that. And I didn't have any Talking Heads in the collection, so now we're pretty good there. And then this one I was very stoked to find. I went back through the bins, one that I missed, and this was in there. Bowie, No Ziggy or Iggy, just a gigolo. Bootleg. A lot of great songs on this, and this is on Omega. Rebel Rebels on here, Station to Station, Suffragette City, which is probably my favorite Bowie song, Ziggy Stardust, Heroes. Really cool bootleg. It's a double. And I've been reading the Henry Rollins book, as I've talked about, and he loves Bowie bootlegs, so we're going to give this one a go. I can't report good or bad on sound quality yet because I haven't spun it, but happy to find that. It's in great shape. Great shape. And then this was in the bottom bins, and Joe put this in my hands and said, I'm not leaving this behind. It's $5. He goes, if I find this, I have to get it every time and at least give it to somebody. It's a Chicago Transit Authority, their first LP, I guess. It's been decades since I've heard anything off this. It's not really my thing, but I'm going to give it, it's been many years, so I'm going to give it a go. It's probably a third or fourth pressing. Columbia stereo, double. The cover's not in the best of shape, but for $5, the records are in really nice shape, actually, on those Columbia labels later. I mean, I think this might have been a 2i originally. I don't think it was a 6i, but I don't know. Chicago. I guess the horn section rules on this is Joe's deal, so we'll give it a go and let you know. So that's what I got in Winston-Salem at the undisclosed location. Like I said, I'll put up some Miami Resort footage, so you can. That's my friend Joe on guitar, with Dave on drums and Eddie on bass. And I also got to visit Zonkman while in Winston-Salem on Saturday at his home with his wife, Stacy. It was so awesome to hang out with them. And yeah, very, very great time. Got to see his setup where he listens to records. He was listening to Pelican when we walked in, which was killer. One of my favorite bands ever. And yeah, it was awesome to hang out. And then we ended up digging with him the next morning, Sunday morning, at the Clemens Record Show. And so I'll make that the next video. The next video is going to be what I found at the Clemens Record Show, the largest in North Carolina that they have maybe 3 times a year. It's at the Ramada in Clemens, North Carolina, just outside of Winston-Salem. And yeah, we met up with him and with Art, the NC vinyl picker, was there. Hadn't seen him in a long time. It was great to see him. He was finding a bunch of stuff, as he normally does. I got to go over and check out. I'm sure his video's up by now. I got to go over and check that out today. And Joe had never been to a record convention, so he was like a pig in slop. He was having a blast. I think we wanted to stay there an hour because we had to head to Raleigh that afternoon for the Horse Girl show. And yeah, I think we were there 3.5 hours, so digging through stuff. So yeah, the next video, that's what we're going to do. Hope you're all well. Peace.